The time is now 7 o'clock, and we'll call the meeting back to order. Jackie, could you do the roll call?
Mr. Bailey? Here. Nick Atwood? Steve Byers?
Here.
Jose Chavez?
Here.
Christopher Boyce?
Here.
Mark Charbonnet?
Here.
Nancy Byram? Here. Rhea Bella Rodriguez?
And we'll now stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And then we'll be moving into public comment. We've got a couple tonight. First speaker that we'll go with is Kwamaya Calvin to talk about student council trip.
Is it possible for us to talk together?
You can both come
Yep,
up together
that's fine.
to support each other. How about that?
So we've got Kwamaya Calvin and Ivana Ortiz coming to speak on student council trip.
Sorry. Just make sure you speak into the microphone, okay? Thank you. You look nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, everybody. You go.
Okay, hello. As already stated, my name is Kwamaya and this is Ivana, and we are two executive members of DeKalb High School's Student Council. And so today we want to talk about something that we do annually, which is our Chicago field trip that we do mid-December. This year it's a little earlier, but it's usually November, December, just like winter, yeah. And so we're just kind of here to talk about like why we do it, the importance of it, and just why we enjoy it as just two students. So first thing I want to talk about is the team bonding aspect of it. With student council, you don't really, it's not like a sport where you're like traveling or you have practice after school. You really only have your meetings where you can interact with other people of student council, and it's not usually, fun, I guess. It's not like you're not talking and getting to know each other. And so I think a really big reason why we do that is so that we have time where it's not necessarily planning time or we're decorating the school, or it's just some time where we can have fun, we can be with each other, and we can learn more about each other. And I would say from personal experience that having those time with my fellow student council members makes me work better with them because I know them personally. It's much easier for us to communicate, especially outside of student council time, and just enjoy being with them. And I feel that makes us better as a council because we are able to bounce ideas off of each other and just really be more connected as a whole rather than just individual people.
I wanted to add that our advisors do a really good job in mixing us exec members so we bond we all have very different personalities, and they do a really great job so we all get along and we all connect. I personally, it was my first year being an exec member last year, and I had a really wonderful time in Chicago. I connected with my advisors in a very, very personal way, and a lot of my members, they're kind of like my family now at school, so yeah.
And one more thing I would like to add is that us not only being fellow members of student council, but us being friends makes us want to do more. Like, I don't dread going to student council events. I don't dread going to meetings because I know that although, yes, it will be like planning and it'll be like actual, like we have to get things done. It's not just fun. I know that those people I'm going to be there with, I'm comfortable with. Like, I don't ever feel ashamed to give my ideas, or I don't feel scared to talk because I know that these are people who respect me and I respect them, and that we can enjoy our time together.
Oh, yes, one more thing. We have wonderful support from our three principals, Dr. Larson, Mr. Davis, and Ms. Jennings. I think Dr. Larson can talk about just the fact that just being in student council and like having those connections, we've grown as just leaders in general. We do have amazing support from all three of them. They continuously make comments on who we are and the great job that the student council does and all that we do for the school. So, yeah.
I think that's it for us.
Thank you. Katie Davis in regards to Early Learning Development Center.
Good evening. I am Katie Davis. I'm a teacher at the Early Learning and Development Center, and I'm here tonight on behalf of our students, families, staff, and school as a whole. As you know, we have been sharing information about the importance of early childhood education during previous board meetings. We would like the board to demonstrate that they understand the importance of early childhood education. A great way to demonstrate this understanding is to support us in advocating for a new Early Learning and Development Center and helping educate our community. As the elected officials of the Board of Education, it's your duty to inform the community and explain why we are taking action to build an early childhood center to serve our students and families. The state of Illinois recognizes the need and lack of early learning opportunities and therefore does not require referendums to build early childhood centers if it is determined that it will increase pre-K classroom space. If a new Early Learning and Development Center were to go to a referendum, and we as a district are saying it is important, but it doesn't pass, we are stuck and we can't move forward to serve the growing needs of our community. So our question to the board is, what are the next steps in advocating for the Early Learning and Development Center and our Biddy Barbs? What additional information would you like us to share with you regarding our programs at the Early Learning and Development Center or early childhood education? Thank you.
And next we have Adrian Fell, also in regards to ELDC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Adrienne Fell, teacher at ELDC. I went back to school to get my degree for school psychology, which I feel is a major need for our ELDC students. So I stand before you today to speak on behalf of ELDC, a school that has been overlooked for far too long. While other schools in our district have gyms, libraries, and modern facilities, ELDC has no gym, no library, and only 4 toilets for 140 students, 3 to 5 years old, waiting in line because we only have 4 toilets for them to use. We don't have a conference room where parents and staff can meet privately to support our students. This isn't just about missing resources. It's about what our students and families are being told every day, that they matter less. Equity doesn't mean giving every school the same. It means giving every school what it needs to thrive. ELDC deserves the same opportunities, the same dignity, and the same investment as every other school in this district. It's time to do better. Our students are watching, and they deserve to see that they are valued. Thank you.
Thank you. Lisa Gorschels, also in regards to ELDC.
No. My name is Lisa Gorschels, and I am a proud retired special education teacher and administrator from D428. The last 7 of my 32 years in DeKalb schools was as the administrator of ELDC. We started our journey under one roof in the 2013-14 school year. Prior to that, the classrooms were scattered across various elementary schools and mobiles. When we came together, it made an immense difference in our ability to meet the needs of students, families, and staff, an ability to collaborate, job shadow, problem solve, plan and celebrate our students and families together. While it may seem inconsequential to be in one physical place for those who have not been part of this team of gifted professionals, I am here to testify how important this move was for morale, cohesiveness, collaboration of instruction, and most importantly, increasing the learning of our D428 youngest learners, our Biddy Barbs. This physical space was retrofitted and made to work. We are grateful for that. However, I lost it. However, once we began living in that space, the wing of HMS, it was clear how many modifications we would continue to have to create to make this physical space work. We did it, and the remarkable ELDC staff and buildings and ground staff continues to make it work. There is an opportunity to convey how important early education means to D428, and that opportunity would be to create a physical building that is designed for 3 to 5 year old learners. That would be an epic move on the part of the school board. And
communicate just how important and valued our youngest learners are, our bitty barbs.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. And our final speaker, Brant Boyer, in regards to class sizes in conjunction with ELDC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brant Boyer, proud principal at Clinton Rosette Middle School. And we'll just start it off. Dear members of the school board, I'm here tonight to express my deepest gratitude for your decision to support the construction of Mitchell Elementary. Mitchell, for years, I've had the privilege of serving on the district class size task force. And in this decision to build Mitchell Elementary has been a massive step forward for our district with the lowering of our elementary class sizes. These lower class sizes will directly impact the teaching and learning our students and staff so well deserve. The next steps I'm here to talk about is the support of lowering our middle school class sizes, being a middle school principal. Finding a much needed new home for ELDC, nicely said, will in turn allow 10 classrooms at Huntley Middle School to be repurposed, a change that is critical for our middle school students and our class sizes at the middle school. For the past 6 years, Clinton Rosette Middle School has been at maximum capacity. We've had to overflow our 6th grade students to HMS for 5 consecutive years now, and as of today, running my last numbers, our 7th and 8th grades have single-digit spaces remaining before they too hit capacity and will need to be overflowed to HMS. Our current class average size is between 33 and 35 students per classroom. Our current classroom capacity at the middle school level, per our district class size task force, is 35 students. With potential of 10 available classrooms at HMS, it would be a game changer for our middle schools. It would allow us to lower these class size caps, which would benefit our students' learning environment, their well-being, and overall educational experience. This decision puts the best interest of our students and our staff at the forefront. Thank you again for your vision and your commitment to our students and staff. Your support is making and will continue to make a tangible difference in our schools. Thank you guys, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
All right. And now moving into board correspondence. Does anyone have any correspondence for the board? Yes, Mark.
Just briefly, enjoyed attending first day of school at Jefferson last week. It was a great time working with Melanie and her staff and seeing all the smiles on kids' faces. I still remember my first day of going back to school. I was Mr. Frowny. The kids were all smiles, so it was great to see. So great staff over there. And that's it.
Steve?
I was gonna say, I got to visit Lincoln Elementary, which had a wonderful start to the year, and Huntley Middle School. And I would have gone over to the LDC, but I got talking and I didn't stop, so then I couldn't go over there. But yeah, everything went really great, and I really loved the layout of Mitchell. I think that was a really great design building. So when we hopefully can get into maybe new buildings, I think that whoever worked to design that would be a good choice.
And so I got to stop into 5 schools on the first day of school last week, so it's very fun being the 27-year-old with no kids. You know, I can kind of just do what I want for the day when I'm off. But I got to stop into the high school, I got to stop into Huntley, Founders, Tyler, and Lincoln within the first day. Really exciting time, and just got to see some of our new administrators really in swing. So over at the staff at Founders for their first day did an amazing job. Definitely new administrators. I don't think they knew who I was, so I got to go on to car duty and hand out flyers to every parent that was coming through, which was a lot of fun. So that was great. And then yesterday, I got to pop into ELDC for their first day, which was just truly, I will say as a board member in regards to their comments, they need that space. The amount of students that we have coming in there right now, it's really not something that we can afford to wait on, is what I would say. Now, I'm gonna get into, nitty-gritty details with you guys more quickly, just on kind of what processes could look like real quick. So there's a couple different options. As they mentioned, there's a referendum option, there's a no referendum option. So with referendums, state of Illinois has 2 ways that you can do a referendum. There are binding referendums and there are non-binding referendums. The issue with school buildings is those historically by state law have always been binding referendums. Now that the state of Illinois passed this new law where if you are adding K or pre-K space, you don't need a referendum, no one in the state has tried to do a referendum when it involves those two things since that law has passed. So at the current moment, nobody in the state knows whether that makes it a binding or a non-binding referendum. Legal counsel's preliminary idea was that there was not a way to do it non-binding. So I guess just to make it very clear, until we have a definitive answer in a different direction, we're operating under, if we go referendum route, it is binding, which means that whatever the voters say, we are tied to, whether it's yes or no. So that's one option. As we mentioned before, the state of Illinois has passed a law since I believe it was 2024, that if you are adding K space or pre-K space, you do not have to go to a referendum. So just know those are kind of the two options before us. Now, I do want to make it very clear from my position as the president, setting the agenda, I fully intend to push for us to make a decision on ELDC within this next year because I think it is an immediate need that our district has. So I guess I kind of just want to set that expectation with all of you that that is something that I know Dr. Garcia Sanchez plan to advocate for. So that's kind of my quick 2 cents on that. Does anyone else have any other correspondence for the board?
I just wanted to add, I don't want to take away from what you just said, but I visited Tyler on the first day and was really excited to meet Larry Smith, I think it is, and Candace Coleman. And to see the ways that they were engaging with the students, I got really, really excited. I got to talk with them a little bit, Larry a little bit in the hallway afterwards, and meet a number of the assistants who were either new to the school or had been there just a little bit, and it was just really exciting to get to see the people.
Anyone else have anything? All right, hearing nothing else, there is no student board correspondence that we got from Maria, so we can move into the consent agenda. Before we go into the consent agenda, are there any items that anyone has any questions on before we vote on it?
There is one. The item J, I would like to vote on separately, please.
All right, so item J will be removed and put on its own side. Anything else? All right, hearing nothing else, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the consent agenda, items 5B through 5N with the exclusion of J. For 8/5/25 board meeting minutes, personnel action items, payroll for July, purchase order requisitions, accounts payable for August, financial reports, service agreement, special education consultants, Stepping Stones group service agreement, bilingual school psychologist, Sunbelt staffing service agreement, registered nurse, Minta Academy professional service agreement, DeKalb High School dean employment contract, and Clinton Rosette Middle School dean employment contract as presented and or amended. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jarquez.
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Mark Shervat.
Yes.
Ante Bynum.
Yes.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
All right. And then item J. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the attached employment contract for the 25-26 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jarquez.
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Mark Shervat.
Abstain.
Ante Bynum.
Yes.
All right. And then moving on, we did have presentations for summer project update. Director of Facilities Tammy Carson wasn't able to be with us this evening, so we're going to table that for the next board meeting, which takes us into old business. First one is item 8, DHS Girls Volleyball Tournament, Champaign Central High School. This is an action item. It is recommended the Board of Education approves overnight travel for the varsity girls volleyball team on September 26th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, the roll call.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jarquez.
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Mark Shervat.
Yes.
Ante Bynum.
Yes.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
Item B, Girls Varsity Wrestling Tournament, Dan Gable, Donnie Brooks. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the travel of the DHS Girls Varsity Wrestling Team to attend the Dan Gable, Donnie Brook Wrestling Tournament from December 3rd through December 5th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Jose Jarquez. Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Item C, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the boys varsity wrestling team to attend the Dan Gable Donnybrook Wrestling Tournament from December 4th through the 6th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
Yes.
Item D, Girls Varsity Wrestling Tournament Wonder Women. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the girls varsity wrestling team's attendance at the Wonder Women Wrestling Tournament from December 28th to the 30th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes. Item E, Boys Varsity Wrestling Cheesehead Tournament. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the boys varsity wrestling team to attend the Cheesehead Wrestling Tournament from January 8th through the 10th in 2026. Do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod.
Yes.
Item F, Overnight DHS Boys Varsity Wrestling Witchlatch Tournament. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the boys varsity wrestling team to stay overnight for the tournament in Hinsdale, Illinois on December 19th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum.
Yes.
Item G, DHS Boys Varsity Golf Tournament Metamora Golf Invite. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the boys varsity golf team's overnight attendance at the Golf Invite in Metamora, Illinois. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
Item H, Behavior Solutions, a practical roadmap for behavior success in all tiers. As recommended, the Board of Education approve the out-of-state travel request for 2 educators and 3 administrators to attend the Behavior Solutions Conference from September 14th through the 16th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call, please.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Sherrod,
Yes.
Vante Bynum,
Yes.
and, Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
All right. Moving into new business, DHS Student Council Retreat Overnight Request. This is information presented by Dr. Donna Larson and members of Student Council.
Good evening, everyone. As you heard from the ladies earlier today, they came to speak before you. Student voice, we always want to enhance that, so they wanted to come and present that to you tonight. So they spoke to it. Do you have any questions for me? Sorry that they went earlier.
So you have question and a request.
Sure.
So everybody's taking a train?
So what they do is they take the minibuses to the train station, they get on the train, they go take the train to have that experience. They spend the night, and then they come back on the train and then take the minibuses back.
That's
Yeah.
kind of roll right into my request.
Rolls right into it.
The bar buses,
Mhm.
I understand that at least in the past, if we use it, we don't really kind of report it in the requests for transportation. But the gas and maintenance on those vehicles does cost the district money.
Right,
So-
yeah, correct.
By no means am I suggesting that we shouldn't be doing this because the
Yeah.
cost is there. But just as documented in there for transparency to say, for lack of better, anything else,
Sure.
saying, look at the money we're saving by not using first student. So
Absolutely.
if, when this comes to action, if that could be included, that'd be awesome.
Yep, we could do that.
Thank you.
We definitely have a process and a protocol. Jackie had created that piece so that we have tabs on everything of when they're leaving and what they're doing with the maintenance and things like that too. So we can include that though in the future for a request.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hearing nothing else, thank you, Dr. Larson.
No problem.
We'll move on to item B. Consensus to bring this back.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item B, DHS Chamber Choir Madrigals out-of-state travel request for August 22nd. This one is info in action, because obviously that's this week, so we need to have a decision.
Now we gotta wait.
Also presented by Dr. Donna Larson.
Thank you. So the reason for the information in action, this is a company that we used in the past. However, with all of our students do so many different things, so we try to wait to see what they'll be involved in and when we can work with this company. This company books up very fast. So this was the only date available that also worked with our students that are participating in band. So we don't have football this Friday, so we were able to get this on the books. It is out of state. And it will be covered by the music boosters. We'll cover the student fees. And I think it's $40. Any questions? All right.
Hearing no questions, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the request for out-of-state travel for the DHS Chamber Choir Madrigals to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin on August 22nd. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Jackie, the roll call.
Jose Jacquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce,
Yes.
Mark Serbrook,
Yes.
Kente Bynum,
Yes.
Kristen Bailey. Yes. Steve Byers.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, CASEL 2025 Social and Emotional Learning SEL Exchange, presented by Kyle Gertis.
Good evening. I'm excited to be here in front of you tonight to talk about an opportunity that Dr. Becker, our Assistant Director of the Student and Family Services Department, as well as Sarah Bates, our Coordinator for Social Emotional Learning, will have this year, as they were selected to present at the Castle, what they call the SEL Exchange. This is the third year now that Lisa and Sarah have been selected to present at that conference to display the work of DeKalb 428. A couple years ago, they were down in Atlanta. Last year, I had the pleasure of being with them along with our honorary department member, Mr. Bale, over here, while they presented on our work around SEL and AI implementation in our district. Not surprising to me that they were asked to come back again and do a couple of poster presentations. In addition to that, they were also invited to be a part of the fellowship group, which is basically an opportunity for our leaders.
Tell us what CASEL is.
It's the
and
collaborative-
the importance of what CASEL is. It's important that they know that.
Sure. It's the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. So it's the national, it's the leader in national SEL implementation for schools in the country, and it's grown year after year. So in addition to attending the conference, they will also have the opportunity to represent D428. I kind of broke down the fiscal impact. In addition to Dr. Becker and Sarah Bates, we would also like to bring Surrey Williams, our restorative dean at Founders, Julie Stubblefield, our MTSSB facilitator, and April Gardner, our cultural coach. All of those individuals support at the district level implementation of SEL across all tiers, including restorative practices. And Dr. Becker is here today to share or answer any questions that you have either about what they're going to present or of the exchange in general. One last note, it's being paid for out of the Stronger Connections grant funding. Any questions?
Hearing no questions, do I have,
Well, I just want to say something. I know Kyle's being very kind and not really boasting, but the significance of this conference is tremendous because it is not just a national association that handles SEL for all schools across the district, from elementary through higher education, and in certain spaces and places, even corporate America. And they have a vested interest in Washington, D.C. The fact that we have been invited and asked, that we have been invited previously to be a part of it, then asked to present, and then now returning to present says a lot about the work that's being done in DeKalb around SEL. So I am very proud of the fact that you have been honored with being invited to present. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you.
all right, hearing no questions, do we have consensus to bring this back?
Yes. Yes.
All right, thank you guys. Moving on to item D. This one is info and action, staffing request, instructional assistants, 3 FTEs. This is presented by Kyle as well.
Yep. Little different request. So as we start the school year and we have registration and enrollment kind of ongoing, there's always a little bit of fluidity in understanding how much support we're going to need for students that might be new to the district or recently qualified for some supports that we didn't have projected at the end of last school year. So that's the reason for the 3.0 increase in instructional assistance. And looking at kind of our needs at the secondary level, primarily the high school as well as one of our middle schools, there's a need for additional instructional assistance to support students that have that in their individualized education plans. And so I broke down kind of the overall salary and benefits. The maximum cost of that would be $164,013.43 if all benefits are maximized. and it's info action just with the urgency to get support to the school. Any questions?
Tyler, is the need / requirement for these paraprofessionals or assistants already written into IEPs that we are now short on? We're not giving them what we're contractually required to give them?
So that's a good,
Students.
interesting question. So when you think about a student who moves into the district, as soon as they enroll, we are then given their IEP. So at that point in time, we have to assess the need of what that is. Do we have enough resources in district, or do we need to go obtain more resources to meet whatever that need is? And so that's really the difference in this request. It's needs that we couldn't project at the end of last year based on new enrollment. So the challenge for our building administrators is to, in that meantime, how do we provide that support and stretch our resources until we can get things hired? So it's problem solving at the building level, but we don't, we wouldn't go we wouldn't go periods of time without providing that support. We'd have to come up with creative ways to do it until we could actually hire additional people.
How many,
Go ahead, Mark.
how many additional students will this cover?
So part of the reason that we're moving some assistants over that need to support one-on-one needs, so they would have one student that they would support throughout the day. What that does though is it pulls from other areas, such as a program assistant that might go into multiple classes across the day and support a wide range of students. So it's kind of hard to give an exact answer, but I can tell you the need for more one-on-one support is what the ripple effect is to add these additional FTE.
So, it's been a while, so I forgot the actual term, but when the IEP requires whatever support, and we don't provide it, there's a term for that.
Yeah, not being in
Not in
compliance. Yep.
Okay, are we at a point to where without, let me rephrase that. Are we at a point to where we're not in compliance right now with any of these? Even if we move people around, I understand to move people around, but.
Yep, yeah. So
How drastic is this?
it's a drastic need, and if we don't add these positions, then we will continue to run the risk of being out of compliance.
We have some folks in the audience that would
I'm watching her go like this. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? As this is info action, it's recommended the Board of Education approve the addition of 3 instructional assistant FTEs. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, the roll call, please.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Mark Schubert.
Yes.
Dante Bynum.
Yes.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Kyle. Moving on to item E, DCTA program course approved, salary schedule credit / PRC, presented to us by Director of Human Resources, Deidre Salas.
Sorry for the acronym PRC there. I copied it from a previous agenda item, but that's the Professional Relations Committee, which is part of the DCTA contract. This is where members of DCTA, not members of, but positions that fall under DCTA bring forth requests for programs or individual courses to complete new licensure and or degrees in order to move on the salary schedule. So we meet at different times throughout the year. We review the requests that have come forward. We compare them to the admissions or the coursework that they're doing for each university, and then we bring forward to you to approve those courses. These individuals then take the courses, they get transcripts, they're turned into us every year by September 5th. We review additional credits and or degrees that they've earned, and then they move on the salary schedule. Any questions I can answer for you?
Deidre, not necessarily a question, but
Turn your mic on.
it is.
Oh, okay, sorry. I saw the other one blinking, sorry.
Looking at the list of requests and courses, we have people putting in requests for 14, at least one for 14 and one for 12. It kind of looks to me like they throw spaghetti at the wall, see which ones are gonna stick, and then they'll take those classes, and we're approving way more than we have to. Is there a way that they could be looked at and say, okay, seriously, which classes are you planning on taking over the next year? rather than, you know, hey, what are you kind of thinking about maybe possibly taking, you know, if you get around to it, you know, because I don't know too many teachers that have the time to do 14 classes over the next year.
So we actually do that, and we did have this conversation at our last PRC meeting. So what happens is they don't have a specified period of time in which they have to take this coursework. So they submit them to get approval to work towards completing them. Some individuals do have enough time to do it, some don't, or they spread it out over a period of time. There are courses that we do reject because they are not germane to their position and or not within the world of education right now. For instance, during COVID, there were a lot of courses being offered about how to teach during a pandemic. Well, of course, if we see those come through now, we're not accepting them because we are of the firm belief there will be no more pandemics. But we do critically look at the coursework that does come through. The contract language is not written, that there is a limit to the number that they can submit and or complete. So that would be a conversation for probably further contract negotiations. But it is something that we are cognizant of and something we did have a conversation about.
Thank you.
And the other thing I want to add is sometimes you'll see that number of courses because an individual might not have been accepted to a program yet, and they are a student at large. So later on, we may see that they've been admitted to program X, but they already started doing coursework towards that, knowing that they had to get prereqs out of the way and or the program was full and they knew that potentially next year they might get admitted or something of that effect.
So I have a question as a follow-up. The year column then, is that not the term within which they have to complete that coursework?
So not required to complete it because they are at the liberty of the college and university because they sometimes cancel courses because they didn't have enough enrollment or no one to teach it or different things of that nature. So we do get updates from the colleges or universities that we changed the course number or we didn't offer this course in this year and it's being deferred to next year or next semester. So we are aware of that and we do pay attention to that.
And just to add some context, just to make sure that I'm understanding this correct, this is just the district essentially and the board agreeing, hey, yes, we do believe these credits should count towards you advancing on the scale, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
So I mean, this isn't, long-term, if they take all these 14 classes, it becomes a impact.
Yes.
But I mean, it's an impact of our educators are more talented, more informed, and more educated to teach our students. We're not losing money saying, yep, here's money for 14 courses and they take 5. This is just saying, yep, we'll move you up the salary schedule if you take these courses. So I guess I don't see much harm in saying, yep, if you take these classes, works for us. So that's just for context, what this is saying.
I'm kind of curious, Idaho State University is listed almost half the courses on all the pages.
Yes, it is.
What is so special about Idaho State University? I see NIU's only listed once or
I
twice
think we
on
talked
here.
about that in an earlier board meeting, right?
We have, but
Yeah.
really because it's online, it's virtual, so individuals don't have to get to class, they don't have to be there at a certain time, so it doesn't impact their daily job. And the coursework seems to be very popular amongst our DCTA members. I don't know
Just
if
curious.
perhaps someone here has taken courses at Idaho and could speak to that, but that's the feedback I've received, because it is convenient for them as educators.
Okay. Well, does anyone else have any other questions?
It's not marked, but it is for information, so, sorry, missed my eye.
So hearing no other questions, do we have consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys, and that brings us into the superintendent's report.
And everybody go, phew. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, what I want to do is thank everyone, from our custodians and ground and maintenance to our food service support staff, our teachers, our assistants, our school leaders, our SROs, our securities, everybody, every single body, for a fantastic first day of school. Yeah, I know that there were some transition snafus, transportation snafus. We're still working on those, and I apologize before, and I apologize now again. But we are diligently working on making sure that everybody gets picked up and dropped off where they were supposed to. No one has been anywhere except where they needed to be, and I'm very happy to hear that. And so I'm really excited for this new school year and all the great things that are happening. Again, you know, Chris and I were a couple of our schools together and saw the wonderful things that were happening, and we know that that's what it's going to be like. Today I was at Malta and at Cortland and continued to see some fantastic things. So instruction is happening, and I really appreciate what everybody is doing in their classrooms and even out and about everywhere else to make sure kids feel welcome, even when their parents are crying. So thank you for that. Now I'd like to share something. I'm going to read it out loud. It just makes it easier. Dear DeKalb CUSD 428 school board members and DeKalb community, after thoughtful reflection, I have decided not to seek a renewal of my contract as superintendent of DeKalb CUSD 428. This was not an easy decision, as it has been a profound honor to serve the district and community over the past several years. Together, we have achieved meaningful milestones that will have a lasting impact on students and families. Through strong strategic planning and integration throughout the district, graduation rates have steadily improved since 2021. Academic outcomes are rising, thanks to the continued focus on data and help target resources where they are most needed. And support for multilingual learners and students' social-emotional well-being is more robust than ever. The opening of the Dr. Leroy A. Mitchell Elementary School and the Beyond One Barb Transition Center, and if I can help it before I leave, the ELDC, along with refining school boundaries to ensure every student has access to the academic resources they deserve and are entitled to, has helped position the district for long-term growth and success. Thank you. None of this could have been accomplished without the dedication of our educators, staff, families, and community partners. I am especially proud of how we've centered student voice and belonging and prioritized equity and access across all schools. I remain committed to the work that lies ahead through the end of my contract on June 30th, 2026, and to a smooth and productive transition in the months ahead as the district begins its search for a new superintendent. Thank you for your trust, collaboration, and shared belief in the boundless potential of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. The Board of Education accepts Dr. Garcia Sanchez's notification that she is not seeking an employment contract beyond her current contract, which expires on June 30th of 2026. We thank her for her dedicated service to our district students and our families. The board will immediately begin taking steps to select the district's next superintendent and to ensure a continuity of operations during this transition. As stated, Dr. Garcia Sanchez will continue her responsibilities to lead the district until the end of her contract on June 30th, 2026. We can provide more detailed updates on the process during our September Board of Education meetings. Thank you. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the board is adjourned.
Thank you for coming, everyone.